Hello, welcome back to Canadian Spies Are Boring.
Yay! I don't think there's actually any.
What are you doing, Jesse?
I'm looking.
Jesse's slowly drinking everything in the fridge,
That's what I
even
do.
though he's not a client. Well,
That's
you're
what I
welcome.
do. That's what I do. You know me.
I've got a lovely cup.
If there's food or beverages in front of me, I will eat and drink them.
I've got a lovely cup of green tea.
In a mug with your family on it.
Lots of family pictures from a trip to Disneyland. Disney World.
Oh, really?
The good one.
Yeah, I went to Disneyland. Thanks, Mom.
Disneyland's
No, I'm just
good.
kidding. That was great. I had a lot of fun.
Anyway, I've been to the one in Paris as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's,
Yeah, I
it's
went.
good.
I went back to Disneyland about a decade ago in California, and with my brother, and it. I didn't know because I was a kid the first time I went, but you can like walk around with beer, just drinking beer in like the middle.
Yeah, the only place you can't do that is a place called Canada.
right
In the UK, you can. They sell beer on trains and wine. You can just drink beer and wine on trains.
You can drink wine and beer on trains here for sure.
Really? You can't? Can you drink in you can't drink on a beach here?
No, but on trains,
You can't drink in. You can't just
Trains-
drink,
trains
You
and
know that
planes you can
Halifax,
drink.
Halifax Commons is just outside this building.
yes.
If you were sat there drinking beer, you'd be arrested.
Well, I mean, you could be arrested.
Most other countries you can
probably not going to be arrested.
There's
Like,
in Wales, in a town called Abergavenny, they have a blues festival, and you can go in, buy a pint of beer in a glass, and you can just walk around the town drinking it, and then take the glass back to a different pub.
so that happens in Newfoundland. Okay, and if there are any Newfoundlanders listening to this, and I get this wrong, please correct me. In St. John's, is it St. John's or St. John? Oh my God, I can never remember.
St.
this.
John's, even I know that.
Do you?
St. John is New Brunswick. St. John's is Newfoundland. Come on, I've been here 3 years.
Yeah, it's so.
It's a big deal.
I'm never
to
going to
people.
get it. I
It's a
swear
big
to
deal
God.
to people from St. John and St. John's.
I don't think it is.
It is. I think we're going to get. Please send hate mail to Jess.
No. Anyway, I've
Send it
been
to Canadian Politics is boring at gmail.com, and I will forward it to his personal email.
Have you heard of George Street?
No.
You what? Are you serious? George Street in Newfoundland?
No.
In St. John's, Newfoundland. George Street.
No, I've never been. I can't wait to go, but I've never been.
You've never heard of it?
I've never heard of it.
So George Street.
I've heard of
is-
Newfoundland.
George Street is just a street of just. It's amazing. I've been there once. It's amazing. It's just bar after bar, pub after pub after bar after pub. Like that's all.
And you can
there
take
is.
the glasses in between
And
them.
from what I've been told, there's a George Street festival, right? And during the festival, it's just this drunken insanity. And yeah, you can go in and grab a pint and then leave that bar wandering down the street with your pint
great.
and then wander in another bar. And it's just, yeah. So apparently Halifax has the most amount of bars per capita in all of North America, with the exception of George Street in Newfoundland, I think, which had nothing to do with capita or something. I don't know. It's amazing. You got to see it. This isn't about George Street or alcohol. This is a very long intro. Tell me about Spies, Reese.
Remember the last episode we teased Camp X?
Camp X.
Camp X, the
Camp
school for
X.
spies. Spy school.
Can we do like a musical intro and you could put a little music to
Spy
it?
school.
Camp X. Spy school. Spy school.
Do you want to hear a really cool drum and bass? Doesn't really go with spy.
Camp X. Camp X. Camp X. Camp X. I'm having fun with this.
Camp X sounds like some kind of drug.
It does,
Or
like
sanitary
Champ-X.
product. Camp X. Feel fresher for longer. Anyway. Sorry.
No, you're not.
So Camp X's sole purpose was to develop and train agents in every aspect of silent killing, sabotage, partisan work, recruitment methods for the resistance movement, demolition, map reading, weaponry, and Morse code. How cool is that?
That's pretty cool.
Silent killing.
Yeah, you don't want to do your killing loudly.
No.
No.
So it was...
So if I were joining Camp X, tell me what I would be greeted with and how my classes during the day would be. I'm very curious to start my training at Camp X.
So again, it was set up
Mother, I'm off to Camp X. I've got my little hobo bag slung across a stick on my shoulder, and off I go on an adventure.
I want to be a spy.
I can't wait to join Camp X.
There we go.
I hope to become a counselor.
It was... It was established on December the 6th, 1941 by Sir William Stevenson, the real-life inspiration
He started it?
for James. He started it, yeah. The
didn't know
real-life
he
inspiration.
Did you tell me that last
This was
episode?
yesterday we talked about this.
Did you tell me that?
Yeah, so Sir William Stevenson,
That's just
the real-life
it's not really
inspiration for
surprising.
James Bond, established Camp X, the world's foremost spy training camp.
All right, that's pretty cool.
So apparently the purpose of this facility was sabotage, subversion, intelligence gathering. They also did lockpicking, explosives, training.
I tried lockpicking. I tried learning lockpicking when I was younger. I could not for the life of me do. I know how it works. I know the methodology behind it. I know how to do it. I've never been able to do it.
Why?
I don't know.
Whose house are you hoping to enter?
I just wanted to be like a spy.
So if you are from a spy agency and you'd like Jesse, you probably have to join one of the shit ones first and work your way up. So,
Camp Y.
Camp Y. So encode and decoding, recruiting techniques, silent killing, we covered that. Camp X was so secret that Canadian Prime Minister Mackenzie King was unaware of its full purpose.
Well, he wasn't being told of it through the
Well,
Ghost
you knew
Network.
The ghosts didn't know.
Yeah, they
That's
didn't
how
know,
top
right?
secret.
Yeah.
The undead were unaware of Camp X.
That's why they had to do silent killing.
Yeah, because
if they knew who was coming to kill them,
they'd tell them about
they'd
Camp
tell
X.
Mackenzie King.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's specifically why we have silent killing treatment. It's classes. Yeah.
So Camp X opened the day before Pearl Harbor happened.
Oh, wow.
And the idea behind Camp X was it's right on the border.
So that wasn't like scheduled.
It was good timing. Camp's open, and then Pearl Harbor happened. So it was supposed to be a collaborative link. It was supposed to link Britain and the United States. So it was right on the border. So it was on Lake Ontario, and it was only 30 miles straight across the lake to the United States. So the idea was they could bounce radio signals across the lake, and also it was possible to sneak across in a boat, for instance. And it was 5 miles away from the town of Ajax, where there was the Defense Industries Limited. So it was an armaments manufacturing facility. So it was the largest in the whole of the Commonwealth, which is the British Empire at the time, or the wider British kind of influenced set of countries. So essentially, what happened was they were close to America. It was top secret location. They were close to a ton of weapons. It was the perfect place for a spy camp. It was also close to the railways, which ran through the top part of Camp X. So if they wanted,
really? Oh, cool.
So it was like it straddled the main railway hubs, and also it was close to a German prisoner of war camp. I don't know why they would need to be.
Yeah, why would they do that?
Maybe they wanted to learn language or techniques. Maybe they just, I don't know. But if they needed use of German prisoners, they were nearby.
This wasn't Camp 20, was it?
No, this wasn't Camp 20.
Okay.
This is a place people wished they were in Camp 20, but they were at this other camp. I think.
That's too bad.
So,
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think everybody wished they were in Camp 20. Just saying. Like, even when I...
and pretty quickly into World War II, people realized how important Camp X was, and there were loads of requests for more people to be trained and more training programs to be added.
and all this time, Mackenzie King had no idea.
No, he didn't. Well, he didn't know he didn't have a full idea of it. So, so people were coming in from London and New York to be trained as well. They were training agents to go behind enemies' lines on specialized missions, and they've been requested to train agents and instructors as well. And they started to help train the U.S. Office of Strategic Services, the predecessor to the CIA, and they were training people for the FBI as well. And they were also training new trainers to train people in the United States. It became very successful, and everyone wanted a piece of Camp X.
Wow.
So,
It sounds like a sitcom title.
but they were so
Everyone wants a piece of Camp X.
Camp X. So,
Stay fresher longer.
but it was so successful, they had to establish a weekend course. So that's where I left.
Wait, is that true?
Yeah.
Hold on, what?
To ease the demand for experienced
I
trainers.
think we're making that up.
No, a very successful program of weekend courses was established.
You're shitting me.
And you
Learn to be a spy in your spare time.
on the weekends.
Are you working for the man? Do you have a sad bureaucratic job? Do you want to learn to be a spy without your mom or your best friend or your sad, sad wife knowing, come to Camp X on the weekend for our weekend training course. Anyway, now how to learn how to play with people's lives.
One of the craziest things was that I think one of the edges that Camp X had, it wasn't just typical training. It was the psychological aspect of the training that was really important. So the agents training in...
So, like, can you really be gaslit in just like a Saturday, Sunday sort of training regimen?
I think it's the mindset. So it's like fearlessness and the ability to kill without mercy and silently. So the agent's training in silent killing and unarmed combat was developed from his ability to...
What was the silent killing that they keep talking about?
I've actually seen this before in a...
You've seen it?
No, I've seen in a documentary. They had these daggers that were sharp on both sides, and they'd sneak up behind and they just push it up under your rib cage, and it robs you of the ability to scream because it pierces your diaphragm, and you just die really quickly.
I really shouldn't have asked.
And you can't say anything. You just go.
Of course, you knew this. Yeah. You're the lover of gore and disgusting shit.
That's how you silently kill. So,
okay.
Next week.
Thanks, Reese.
They.
Good God.
Hey, Jesse, do you know what time it is?
What time is it, Reese?
Ad time.
Yay. No, that's
back after these important things.
Ads.
So they had to assess whether people were capable of doing this, and they would recruit them based on... They also needed to train people to be able to find people they knew they could recruit behind enemy lines and could trust. So it wasn't just, you need to be able to kill, you need to go behind enemy lines and build another secret army, your own mini Camp X in France or wherever you may be, Ukraine. And they were trained to listen for a comment about the government, Nazis, or how the war was progressing to kind of get an idea of how people felt about different things. It was a proper spycraft, observing, watching people.
That's a cool name for a TV show.
What's that?
Spycraft.
Spycraft.
Or like a Lego set.
Spycraft.
But yeah, that's about it. Okay, keep going.
So, and it was like things like buy him a drink, buy him a meal in his manner, and identify the philosophy and thoughts about the war, see if they could be an ally.
Who are you talking about? What?
It was training people to be able to
buy people food.
No, to assess, like to go behind enemy lines and work out who was on your side and who wasn't, who could be trusted in terms of like having general conversations and using that to assess whether someone could be an ally or whether you needed to avoid them.
Okay.
So,
and that technique included buying them food to make someone
buy
like
them a meal,
you.
have a beer, and go, hey, how do you this bloody war? What do you think about it? Tell me. Have you heard of a man called Hitler? What do you think about him? Good, bad? You know, that kind of stuff. I would have been a good spy.
Yep.
Yeah.
What do you think? Have you heard of a man called Hitler? What do you think of him?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, somebody over there.
Would you want to babysit your kids?
Yeah. Exactly. What about that mustache? I hear that it grows out of his nostrils and he just presses it against his top lip. And his lip's actually bald. Any opinions? Want to be a spy?
A mustache made out of nose hair. That's what I've been meaning to grow for years.
My grandfather fought behind enemy lines in North Africa in World War II. I think he would be way better than I was.
Oh, I thought that had something to do with growing a mustache from his nose hairs for a second. I was just waiting for it.
So also, and they helped set up a major communications network with radios behind enemy lines, shortwave radios, and the telecommunications center. And do you know what they called it?
No.
Hydra. That was the name.
Fuck off.
No, seriously, the secret radio network was called Hydra.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Because if you
Hydra
took one down, another pops up in its place.
So Hydra played a magnificent role in the tactical and strategic Allied radio networks. And
Hail Hydra.
Yeah. Hail Hydra. They saved us from the Nazis in a weird, it's just Marvel just stole it. There was a close combat trainer called William E. Fairbanks, who was nicknamed Dangerous Dan, and another one called Eric A. Sykes, and they trained people how to fight with like hand-to-hand combat. And the technique was get down in the gutter and win at all costs. No more fair playing, kill or be killed. That was their training technique.
Jesus.
So it's nice, isn't it? Bite their ears off, poke them in the eye, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, we can stop with the examples. Thank you.
I had an experience.
Oh God,
I had experience.
Reese, why are you
No,
doing
this is fascinating. There's no gore. There's no blood.
I don't believe you.
I promise you. There's no gore. There's no blood. So
Okay,
I was making a documentary, and we were doing some filming with a man who trained SAS people in hand-to-hand combat. And
what's the SAS again?
The Secret Air Service is like the British version of, well, it's the British Special Forces.
Okay.
And the training technique he was teaching was how to win a fight while making it look like you don't know how to fight, and it was an accident and you got lucky. Because the idea was, if you're going to be behind enemy lines or in a situation and you suddenly do like all of a sudden you like Mr. Action Hero Man, and you're like doing roundhouse kicks and everything, then they go, oh, that's just not a normal man. Whereas if you win a fight and it looks like you just flailed about the place and knocked a few people over, then they're just going to go, oh, he's just some kind of hooligan who got lucky.
That's amazing.
So it was like how to beat the shit out of someone and make it look like you don't know what you're doing.
That's incredible. kind of like drunken kung fu sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly. It was like exactly.
Drunken monkey,
So it was like, oh, I'm going to do this, this, and this, and this, and then, and it was stuff like, but it was like some masters who were brutal. Like if you got car keys, use them, that kind of stuff. So.
Okay, now we're getting. Remember the thing I didn't? Well, it's not okay.
And the other thing he was like, I love it when someone's got a beard, and his thing was he just loved grabbing people's beards and pulling them as hard as possible. He was like, that's a great way to take someone down. I'm like,
oh my God.
Really nice man. You had a wonderful lunch. So.
Jesus Christ.
So the other thing about Canada is that there's a lot of people from around the world who moved here. Even back in the 1940s, Canada was largely full of immigrants from all around the world.
Always has been.
So many of them were recruited to go back to the countries they emigrated from as spies because they spoke the language.
Cool.
So Camp X, there was loads of people from Switzerland, France, Ukraine, who were all trained and sent back basically to kind of, Yugoslavians, Italians, Hungarians, Romanians, Chinese, Japanese, they were all close in a geographical area, and they trained hundreds of people there to then go back and do this sabotage, silent killing, and all the horrible stuff that you don't like hearing about. It was so successful, the CIA even named their recruit facility the Farm, which was a nod to the original farm that had existed at Camp X.
The farm?
The Farm.
What farm?
Yeah.
They had a farm?
It was the camp was built on an old farm. The CIA called their training camp the Farm in honor of that camp, which was on a farm.
They could probably
it's not
be a
difficult
little bit
to
more
work
creative than, it's not
You're too busy thinking about someone having their beard ripped off.
I mean, honest to God, it's... I wasn't thinking ripped off.
So Ian Fleming.
Now
we talked about this. Ian Fleming, who was famous for the James Bond books, he spent some time in Camp X, and also, do you know who else was there? Roald Dahl, the kids author. He trained in Camp X. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Roald Dahl.
Roald Dahl trained there.
Didn't he do like James and
Fantastic
the Giant
Mr. Fox? Yeah.
Did he do
Matilda?
James?
All those he trained, and then
what?
Yeah, and then also Paul Den, who was a British screenwriter. He wrote Goldfinger, The Spy Who Came In From the Coal, Planet of the Apes, Murder on the Orient Express. He was a screenwriter who also trained there.
Wow.
And apparently there's a hotel near a church called the St. James Bond United Church in Toronto at the time, and they think that's the Ian Fleming, who was at the camp, stayed nearby and got the name for James Bond from a church.
Either that, it was the St. James Bond?
St. James Bond.
Can you picture?
St. James Bond.
So he got the name from the church, not the other way around.
The patron saint of silent killing. The park is now a park called Intrepid Park, and it's got a Remembrance Day ceremony.
So hold on. Sorry, I want to interrupt for a second.
Yeah.
St. James Bond Church.
St. James Bond Church. United Church.
United Church was around before Ian Fleming created James Bond?
Yeah, and some people claim that Ian Fleming might have stayed at a hotel nearby, and that's where he got the idea for James Bond from.
No. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, I don't know, it's speculation. There's no truth there.
Right.
But there's a Remembrance Day ceremonies are held there for people who died in action and everything as well, fought bravely. And a damaged building from Camp X was found and restored in 2016. Artifacts from the spy camp are still occasionally found in the park. A hobbyist with a metal detector in 2016 uncovered a rusty World War II smoke mortar round, triggering a visit from the Canadian Forces bomb disposal team. So there we go.
Okay.
So that was Camp X.
Sweet. I learned a lot.
Would you go to Camp X now knowing all the stuff you had to learn?
God, no. I don't want to learn how to kill people.
Nobody wants to learn how to kill people, but...
I mean, back then they did.
Well, back then...
They had weekend courses. It was so popular.
Hey, silent killing. I got an A in silent killing.
Are you tired of killing people and making a lot of noise while you do it? Do we have the solution for you? Come to one of our weekend courses. It's fast. It's quick. It's convenient. It's
Everybody
silent
hates
killing.
loud to death. So, yeah, call to action. Please come back tomorrow. We love you.
Need a new call to action.
Instagram.
Do your laundry. You're probably neglecting
Do
it.
your laundry.
Yeah.
I hope
Separate
you're enjoying
delights.
this daily. Do you like having us in your life every day?
Of course they do, but you can't do it forever. You'll go crazy.
It's going to break me.
Yeah, well, it did last time. Well, fuck, I broke you.
So we had to take a month off.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so come back.
What's on the plate for tomorrow? Give us a teaser.
Oh, this is...
What was that noise?
So we've covered Canadian spying up to World War II. What happened after World War II? Any guesses? What happened after World War II?
Well, not World War III, I'm fairly certain.
But nearly did. And what was that called? That pressure of World War III nearly happening.
The Cold War.
Yay! So we're going to move on to the Cold War.
Okay.
And the Cold War started in Canada.
Fucking fascinating. That's pretty cool.
So we're going to cover that, a little bit of a tease ready for tomorrow.
Yeah. All right.
Tune in tomorrow to find out how Canada started the Cold War.
And go do your laundry.
Do your laundry, follow us on Instagram, and come back tomorrow. And don't kill anyone silently or loudly.
Just don't
kill people.
Just don't kill people.
Yeah, and
unless it's your job.
And that thing I said about stabbing someone under the ribcage.
Why did you bring it up again? Why would you mention it again?
It was in a documentary I watched as a kid, and it burned in my brain. It burned into my brain.
Okay.
But if I ever do need to kill someone silently,
don't say it again.
I know what to do.
No. Oh, okay. Oh my God. Stop.
I'm not going to do it.
Okay, oh my,
I'm saying I could.
Thank you. Yes, because you watched it in a documentary once,
I saw it in a
so
documentary.
now you know exactly how to do it.
It was like when before the Discovery Channel stopped reporting on facts.
Yeah,
I used to watch it, and it was just speculation about Bigfoot, UFOs, fake history. When they still did documentaries about reality.
Okay, thanks for listening.
If you're from the Discovery Channel,
oh my God,
sort yourselves out. I used to like watching you.
And then come sponsor us. See you tomorrow, everybody. Thanks for sticking us in your ear holes. Yay, more Canadian Spies.
Oh, if I ever buy a boat, I'm going to call it Silent Death. I'm not going to buy a boat, so don't worry.